with Shut 'em Down Radio.
Okay, we got a 757 in the building. Y'all already know who it is. It's your girl, Aimee Purple Rain.
Yeah, Aimee Purple Rain, lyricist, got bars, and can sing. So how you doing today?
I am doing well. I'm excited to be on this radio show. I'm excited to talk with you
Appreciate you.
guys. I'm doing good. I'm doing real good.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear. Now, Aimee Purple Rain, how did you get that name?
That's so funny you ask. Everybody asks. So my government name is Aimee Rainey, Rai anywhere. I like this rain outside.
Okay.
My favorite color is purple. So since I was about 4 or 5 years old, they always call me Purple Rain because of my last name. So it just stuck. It's a
That's
childhood
what's up.
name.
That's definitely what's up. Now, you got a lot of accolades. You know what I'm saying? You've been in a lot of publications, all hip hop, Hype Magazine, The Source Magazine. This is 50. Now, how did you start your career? As far as, I know you come from Norfolk, Virginia. Then you made the transition to Texas. So how did you, embark on your career?
Okay, well, I started on my career. I started with battle rap in 2012 as far as the rap goes. I was affiliated with Queen of the Ring with Baz Bunny from Making a Band. She had an all-female rap battle league. I was Purple Rain at the time with them as well. So that's how I started actually with my rap. My singing, I've been singing since I was about 9 or 10 years old. Of course, most people like me started in the church. I was singing in the church and things like that. I wrote a lot of poetry, and my poetry turned into raps. I'm an '80s baby growing up in the East Coast, very East Coast affiliated. So rap culture was very prominent. In the East Coast, I grew up with the Lil Kims and the Puff Daddies and the Lil C's and all that. So rapping was something everybody was trying to do. It was like a sport. It was like basketball. So like if you're on the corner and you rapping, it's poetry and with music. So East Coast influenced me a lot in the music. So I started really in 2012 with battle rap.
Right. Yeah, that's what's up. So now you say you was with. I'm familiar with the Queen of the Ring. Shout out to Babs. Now,
I love that so much.
Yeah, facts. Now I know they got a podcast. I think it's Bacon, Egg, and Cheese. Shout out to Lady Luck too. So with the battle ring, right now, how did you feel battling? Females, but did you ever battle any male artists?
No, I never battled any males. I actually only did 2 battles in my battle rap career because of unforeseen circumstances. When I first started, that's when it was really getting started with the females. So a lot of stuff was not as organized as it is now. So a lot of times you weren't really battling for money, you were battling for the love of it. So a lot of times the females wouldn't show up, or the footage wasn't as good as it could be, and things like that. You travel, you come out, and then they don't show, so you kind of like waste your money, waste your time. So it got kind of frustrating, so I kind of backed away from it just because of that aspect. But I love the battle rap culture. I just was at an event with Remy Long and Papoose. They had something in, I think, July in New York.
That's what's up. Definitely. Now, you said something that was real. You said, like, when it first started with the female rappers, and you see where it's at now. A lot of syndication is back in the battle raps and stuff like that. But, you seasoned. You know what I'm saying? I could tell in your music, and you could sing too. But what is your forte? Like, what do you like most? Do you like singing or rapping, or you just use both?
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people don't believe me, but I like both. It depends on my mood. Like singing for me is very therapeutic though. Like singing, most of the time I sing about love, things I've been through that have hurt me, and singing helps me feel better. Now I take on a different ego with rap. Rap, I step into kind of my alter ego self, Purple Rain, and I can't take on like that boss type energy, that no nonsense, that leader, that East Coast, that urban, that kind of like in your face type of thing. So it's like just 2 different sides of me. So I like them both, and a lot of my songs I actually do both. I try to go both. Missy Elliott,
that's what's up. Yeah, Missy Elliott, exactly. Like you multifaceted. Now, growing up, who did you like? Like who inspired you to start your career?
When I was younger, I think like 9 or 10 years old, I was more into R&B, and what my my uncle and aunt was listening to because they raised me, so they was listening to Barry White, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. So we was more into the R&B stance. As I got a little bit older, I got into
Right.
Monica and Brand, more urban R&B, not so much pop R&B. And then as I moved into middle school, I was on Lil Kim, hard, heavy. Lil
Okay.
Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve, I think was just trying to come through then. All the female rappers that were out at the time. And I love Lady Luck,
Right.
Missy Elliott, of course. I'm from the 757. Missy Elliott, I can't never forget her. She like broke the wave and did something totally different with the music
Fact.
industry. It's like they don't even give her props she needs. But like I rock it a lot. I think new wave. I like Cardi and Megan. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Glorilla.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, like nowadays, I call it Kiwi juice. You know what I mean? Like, people don't have bars, but definitely you got bars. You know what I mean? And I like the aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? And like the transparency. Do you think you're welcome? Do you think people are lacking that nowadays, as far as that
um,
artistry?
the females is doing their thing in the mainstream
Fact.
industry. Like, I can't say anything negative about any female that's out here getting it. I don't care if I agree with what they saying or not. Like, if they out there getting it, they fine, they making their money. They are boss, and I respect them. I salute them. I will never speak down on any female doing what I'm trying to do. We might be speaking on different things. We might
Right.
talk about different things, but I feel like every female out now that's a rapper, they have a certain type of aggression to them that's needed in the culture. A lot of people don't
I
understand
agree with you.
rap is not for the soft-hearted. So I tell people all the
No, it's
time,
not.
they want to say, oh, they need to stop rapping about this rapper. I said, do you understand what rap really truly is? It is
Word.
us getting it's our culture. You can't take away the pain and our culture from us. So rap is just us, expressing ourselves in a melodic type of way, getting that boss energy off, getting that aggression off, getting our childhood off. So like rap is always going to have
Exactly.
some aggressive type nature to it. So that's
Right.
just the way the genre is. So some people understand it, some people don't. I understand it.
Facts. Now, I agree with you. That was well said. Now, how do you feel about radio personalities per se and how they perceive you?
I have not had any issues with any radio personalities. DJs and radio personalities have shown me a lot of love. I've done some things with 97.9 The Box with Jazz the Juice. I've done Aviana
Nice.
the Personality. She's in Nashville, Tennessee. And they've done and shared and did some promo for me. I've spoken with you guys. I've done a lot of
Right.
different podcasts, and I have nothing but love for people that have love for me. So, like, they actually open up the door for me to get used to speaking, getting used to the questions.
Right.
So I have nothing but respect and love for radio personalities.
That's what's up. Now, let's get into the crazy question. So, it's an
Okay.
artist, right? And I call it Kiwi juice. They don't got no bars, but they got a bag. Would you would you do the feature or would you decline it?
You know what? It's situational because sometimes if I feel like they got a good image, if they're humble, if they have a good heart in it and they really trying to get it, like we would just have to come up with something together. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So like we would have to just write something together. Now if they just like basura, like trash, like they can't even have a cadence. I can't do that because of certain image I am trying to uphold. So there's certain things I will deny features for if they've done a lot of things that a lot of people don't like, or if they have a negative stance on themselves and a lot of people don't rock with them. I won't really try to affiliate with that.
Real talk.
You are who
Real
you
talk.
surround yourself with. You are who you with. Money don't make me, don't move me. So it's more about the sport of the music and the heart behind the music.
I feel you. Gotta have some integrity. Now, what's your favorite song you recorded and why?
Oh man, I think I have two actually. My most recent one, because they're total opposite. My favorite is "Falling for You." It's my first song I produced and wrote last year, and it Billboard charted. And it was a song
Nice.
it's the first song I ever really like sat down and wrote before I started writing all the rest of my stuff. So I wrote this song. I was dealing with a nasty divorce from my husband. I was going through a lot of different transitions at the time, and I just put it all out in a song. It's very raw, very gritty. I'm singing and I'm rapping and you can hear all the imperfections in my voice. You can feel all the pain in my voice,
Right.
and like a lot of people loved it, some people didn't, but it was truly authentic to myself. Like it's true blue Purple Rain. So that's my favorite song because it represents me. And then my second favorite, which is about to
Right.
come out, Money Stealing, shows me more of like my boss energy, my money, my go getter. Is very Texas East Coast mix. It has Lil
Mhm.
Kiki from Houston, Texas. Don Key is on there, which I'm honored
Right.
and humbled to have him. And he is also a Houston rapper.
Now, I seen you was in the movie, right? So, can you
Yeah,
talk to the people about that?
yeah. So this movie is called One Mic. Is featuring Fredo Starr and Sticky Fingers from the group Onyx. So the
Queen.
movie is really to a manager. So Onyx is the manager. Well, Sticky Fingers
Mhm.
and Fredo manager of this company, and the artists are trying to compete for a $10 million record label deal. So
Right.
in the movie itself, I don't do much acting. I play myself, which is so dope. So I get to play
That's
myself,
what's
and
up.
I did a performance scene, which was Money to the Ceiling, and then I have another performance scene that we're supposed to be doing either the end of December or beginning of January in Miami to finish that out. So I wasn't actually in the movie with the script, but I had two performance scenes, and I made one of the top 10 artists out of them to make it to the final scene. So yeah, it's real dope.
Right.
I'm excited about the
That's,
opportunity. It's very dope. So dope.
that's what I'm talking about. Now, your supporters really support you, and I respect that. You know, anytime you
Rain
post, you engage with them, you welcome. Now, having a fan base and engaging like audiences, say for instance you did a performance. How do you go about that?
I tell people they ain't really about the tricks and the bells and the whistles. Like I haven't really done that many performances, but all of them have been pretty
Okay.
well. I like to get dancers sometimes. If I'm doing more than one song, I like to have somebody in the background, kind of keep the crowd going. Make sure I have a hype man. Make sure the sound is good. Make sure I
Right.
pick good sets. Make sure I look nice. But like it's more about like your energy. Like you could stand on the stage. I've stood on the stage before with nothing in the background and just like
Right.
acapella or
Rocked
just
up.
rap, and it doesn't matter. They just feel your energy. You have to really like stand behind what you say, and it's almost like with battle rap.
Mhm.
You gotta just be up there. You gotta really be authentic to what you're saying, or nobody's gonna believe you. So you just have to be real and
I
true to
agree with
yourself.
you.
Mhm.
I, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Now, how many albums and mixtapes do you have out to the date? To
I
today?
have, I'm on two mixtapes in VA. The DJ Joe Pro, he has a few of my singles on a mixtape. I only have 4 singles and one song coming out. I don't have an album, just five singles basically. So no album as of yet. Because I
Okay.
was independent and it was more cost effective for me to do it that way. So I did what was best for me. This following
Right.
year, so I did single. So yeah, that was just what was more appropriate for me at the time.
Right. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with artists and battling, right? Because we grew up on that era. I come from Queens, New York, so we definitely grew up on
Queens in
that
the building.
battling. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm talking about, right?
Let's
So,
go.
yeah, let's go. So, battling and all that stuff. So, if an artist called you out, right, would you
Okay.
battle them, or would you like decline, like they ain't even worth my time, or you think it's just the sport? Would you just do it for the sport?
It's a sport, and I tell you, I tell people it's always about what is beneficial for you at the time. So it just depends, and it's very
I agree with you.
situational. Depends on who the artist is, if they got enough clout. It depends on will this bring me more buzz or will this bring me more bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Will it
Right.
be positive for me or not? Will I put more energy in this than I will get back? Things like that. It just depends. Like, and I feel like when somebody call me out, I feel like any news is good news. So like, okay, you got my name in your mouth, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't
facts,
suggest
man.
that on me. I've been out for 10 years and been marinating, so I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Take that aggression out on them. You know what I mean? Spit them bars, man. Put some dents in their armor. That's what I'm about. I feel like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an artist, you should be able to battle, regardless of whatever. That's how I feel. We from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can't
Yeah,
freestyle. I can't do this. We
yeah, true
writers.
blue. Lyricists, like a lot
Right.
of people don't understand that we're actual lyricists. You can make a story with your rhymes. You can do punchlines. I can do whatever. Like I can do pop. I can do radio friendly. But a lot of people don't have that anymore where they can actually write a story or do the
Hmm.
punchlines. More of them are just on that new wave type of thing. So, but I mean, each his own.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, what I like about your music is you really can convey what you spitting or what you're rapping about. Now, I know we come from different, diverse places, but we all come from the hood. We all come from the same struggles. So I can tell, like, even though we got different lingos, I can understand what you're saying. You understand? Or have
I
an
definitely
idea?
understand New York. I definitely understand New York lingo. So I'm from the East Coast. I got a few New York head friends, so I know what y'all talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
definitely, definitely. Right. Now, do you have any clothing brands or are you branching out to anything like that in the entrepreneur thing?
I don't have any clothing brands, but I'm working on that now. My fan base, they love to write Rain Gang. Rain Gang, if you ever look, they be like Rain Gang. I'm part of
Right.
Rain Gang. So I'm thinking I'm really putting into play. I want to do a lipstick brand with all different shades of purple, and I also want to do hoops and hoodies because I'm from the East Coast. That's what we do. Like we love to wear some hoops, we love to wear some hoodies. So
Real
I think I'm
talk.
gonna branch out and call it just hoops for hoodies and Rain Gang edition. Have a few hoodies with Rain Gang and a few earrings, bamboo earrings and things like that. So yeah, that's definitely in the works and in the plan for me.
Right.
Definitely.
So how do you feel about censorship? Because there's a lot of censorship going on, especially with music. You can't say this, you can't touch on this topic. Opposed to years ago. You could say pretty much anything years ago. So how do you feel about that? Do you refrain from saying certain things?
Well, me personally, I'm not really. I watch what I say anyway because my children are watching me. But if I got something I gotta say, I'm gonna say
Okay.
it regardless if they censor it or not. But
I feel that shit.
but,
Word.
rap don't matter. People ain't gonna listen. They'll go right to the download it on iTunes and listen to the censored version. Don't nobody uncensored version. Nobody care. We pretty much in a generation now where you say whatever.
Hmm.
Whatever. There's nothing that you can't say that's going. Like it's more about wow factor now. Now you better say something crazy or you ain't gonna get no recognition. So it's like you kind of gotta say something out of pocket in order to get.
Yeah,
Just like
you definitely got to. You
you see
definitely got
Ice
to
Spice.
say something to
You
catch
see
people
Ice Spice.
ears. Oh yeah,
You thought I was
definitely.
feeling.
Yeah, Ice Spice.
You thought
Yeah,
I was feeling you. You thought I
yeah,
was feeling you. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
You
So
a munch?
you gotta kind of stand out. Yeah, he's a munch. You gotta stand out and say something
Right.
crazy. Mhm.
Exactly. Now, a lot of women are really taking the reins of their career, and I respect that. Did you have any problems far as the industry, far as like producers, like just saying men in general, anybody,
Man,
with business
tell me
and stuff
about
like
it.
that?
Man, I am not gonna say no specifics, but yes,
You
I
don't
see
have to.
exactly I see exactly what Nicki Minaj and certain things. Even though I'm not a mainstream artist, I see exactly what women have to deal with when it comes to studio time and producers. You have to play around and shop around till you find something that's comfortable for you, and don't allow anybody to make you feel uncomfortable. I've had a lot of issues
Real talk.
because I am East Coast and I am a little bit more tomboyish. I am a little bit more. I wouldn't say
Right.
masculine, but I'm more a leader and I'm more like
Mhm.
wise, So like nobody can really steer me to do something I don't want to do. No one can make me look how I don't want to look, and no one can make me feel how they want me to feel. So like a lot of
Right.
times when you come in like that, sometimes men can be intimidated by a woman that is just as confident as they are. So like I've had issues with men testing me with that or saying something regarding my voice or my sound or like my
Right.
look. Are you like girls? You like boys? Like it don't matter. Like I
Yeah.
came here to
It
record.
don't
Like don't
matter.
try temperature. Don't test my temperature. We're not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. You know how we do.
So
You know what I mean?
yeah. So
Let's go
I've
down.
had a few knuckleheads, and I found now I'm working with some really good producers that I can just be myself. I can come in with my joggers and my slides and my tee, and
Right.
come in and do my thing and go. I ain't gotta try to impress nobody or look a certain way. I just do it, and I work better that way. My music comes out so much better when I'm comfortable. So Word to advice to
Right.
women out here that's doing what I'm doing. Like, man, don't ever let no one make you feel like you less than. Don't ever let anyone pressure you to do anything because you're new to it or they claim they've been doing it for so long. You follow your gut instinct and you do what fits for you. Period.
Real
Like
talk.
nothing else.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. Now, your studio regimen, do you like people sending beats to you or do you like working with the producer?
I'm working with a producer now. I have one producer I work from back home. I grew up with him and went to school with him. My first producer I worked with
Okay.
did a few of my songs. His name is H Snow Beats. He's from St. Louis. He's a tour manager and manager for Jaquan and Diamond from Crime Mob Crew. And he has been doing
Right.
this for 50 some years. And he makes beats according to my energy, my sound, or what I want. He did Money to the Ceiling, so like I'm kind of glued to him with most instrumentals.
Mhm.
People will send me beats and they could be fire, but if my energy don't align with it, I ain't gonna use it. It gotta be somebody I kind of like vibe with or know that I'll do music with because it's just an energy thing for me. So yeah, I get beats from people that I've been rocking with.
That's
That's
what
my
I'm
part.
talking about. Definitely. Now, would you do any hosting, like far as like say for instance, somebody want the mixtape done or hostings? Did you ever do that?
I've done let me see what hosting. I did hosting. I went to Atlanta and did a hosting with a radio show down there before. I actually been offered a few reality TV shows, possibly hosting in Atlanta that I'm thinking about doing. But yeah, I would definitely love to host. I love yeah, hosting. I would definitely do. Definitely.
Right. Okay. Now, what's your new up and coming project that you're dropping?
Okay, Money to the Ceiling will be dropping either this week or next week. We haven't set an actual date. That's the one
Okay.
with Lil Kiki. So I have a single release party November 25th in Houston. I'm excited about that because this is my first event in Houston ever. Most of my events have been in Atlanta. Atlanta is where I started my music at in VA.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm really excited because I'm trying to like set Texas on fire real quick. So we have a
Okay.
single release the 25th. So yeah, that's my
And this
upcoming
is what I want.
project.
Also, Atlanta, Texas. Right now, I know it's chopping school in Texas, and Atlanta has almost kind of the same sound. Is it a different sound? Like, can you differentiate the sounds and how
I can
you incorporate
differentiate.
it in your music?
I can differentiate the sound. Chopping Screw,
Okay.
that started with DJ Screw back in the day. Back in the day, Swisher House out Teeth, all them. I'm from Virginia, but I work with a lot of people from Houston on the naval base. So I got introduced to Chopping Screw
Right.
back in 2002. They put the CD in the car, and I was like, "Yo, the radio broken. Your CD broken." They was like, "Girl, this ain't broken. It's Chopping Screw." So you gotta realize that
Right.
the screw is when the voice is deepened and slowed down. Whoa, that's
Right.
the screw. The chop is when they repeat it. Chop chop when they repeat it over and over. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a difference. And chop and screw isn't as popular as it used to be. But if you do it right, like this song "Money to the Cinema," I think the way that it was done, it might bring it back a little bit. So it just depends. You gotta
Right.
kind of bring it to current. But I love chopped and screw. I don't care what nobody say. Like I just think it's so fire. It's so Houston, it's so Texas. So I'm in
Right.
Texas. Might as well make a stamp.
So now the
Mhm.
events in Texas, right? Like, how is it different from Atlanta? Like, as far as parties, clubbing, the food, opposed to Atlanta and other places on the East Coast.
Houston is very like Houston, like for real. Like it's just a culture. Texas is Texas. They rep their own. They super Texas. They very patriotic when it comes to their town. Atlanta is more of like a melting pot. When you go to Atlanta, you don't know what you're gonna see, what you're gonna get, but everybody's very like on their shit. If you get what I'm saying. So
Right.
Atlanta, music kind of started in Atlanta. Remember when Jermaine Dupri? Remember in the early 2000s when everybody
Yeah,
who
so
was
so
somebody
deaf.
was
Right.
coming from Atlanta. Yeah, everybody was coming from Atlanta. So Atlanta is just like a mecca, and as well as New York, one of the first birthplaces of hip hop. So you gotta know when you go to Atlanta, like if you're doing music, you got so many resources there to go to versus Houston. Houston has all the fame as well, but Houston take care of their own. So it's like it's very patriotic, and Atlanta is more of a melting pot, and they're both just as dope though.
Right. Because the reason I
Mhm.
asked you that question, because a lot of people say a lot of artists don't stick together, opposed to down south. They say down south artists, they got more camaraderie than most artists up in the East Coast
I
and stuff of
believe
that
that.
nature.
I believe that wholeheartedly. If you think about it, if you look at all the artists back in the day, like Little Flip, Chamillionaire, Bun
Right.
B, and Pimp C branched out into mainstream, but like Lil Kiki
Mhm.
and what's his name, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, all of them,
Right.
they made
Mhm.
money in Texas. They didn't have
Right.
to leave Texas. Other artists. I'm from VA. I had to leave VA. VA love me, but VA ain't gonna pay me or ain't gonna push me like the South would. And we just gonna be honest. That is the
Right.
truth. Texas
Now,
supports their own.
right. Now, I know VA, like the clips came from there. Were you influenced by any music from VA?
Oh my God, Timberland? Are you kidding me? Every beat that man has ever
Okay.
made, him and Dr. Dre to me are just on a pedestal when it comes. They've been doing this for so long before even people even knew they were doing it. They were doing it behind the scenes. You have
Right.
um you have Missy Elliott, Pharrell, you have the
Mhm.
Clips, you have Chris Brown, you have
Right.
Trey Songz. These are all VA artists. Everybody came from Virginia. From there, you have
Mhm.
some really prominent artists in the industry. To me, Chris Brown is the best R&B artist out ever. He's been doing it for what 3 decades. Missy Elliott pays.
Right.
She may not be doing music now, but her music is so influential to so many people. Timberland,
That's a
what
fact.
a lot of people. Justin Timberlake, Pharrell Williams, and the Neptunes. Like that's all the 757. The people may not see it, but they were very influential in the '90s and 2000s music. They had Aaliyah with them, Teddy Riley, Blackstreet. All of them was all affiliated with VA. Those were all grouped together. So yeah, they Timberland and Missy and Pharrell, my three. I love Pusha T. He's fire. He's lyrically a monster and underrated. Like people gotta hear him. That boy is something else, and he's from
Yeah,
where
he,
I'm
he
from.
definitely got
So
production.
yeah, like VA definitely influenced me. I wouldn't be even half of who I was if it wasn't for them. You are a product of your environment. Everything that
Right.
influences my today is from what I grew up around and saw. So definitely 757. Shout out to Two Up, Two Down in the building. Know of
Real
you.
talk. Now, if you could do collabo or feature with anybody, like anybody, who would you want to do it with and why?
Oh my God, Chris Brown. He's my favorite artist of all time. He raps and sings
Okay.
as well. Chris Brown definitely. Missy not doing music no more. I would love to work with Timbaland for real behind some production. I would just love to do something very home VA. Outside of Virginia, I would love to work with
Right.
another rapper, female artist. I love Glorilla. I don't care if she's new or not. That girl is on fire. Like I respect her and love her so much because that she just
Mhm.
started she started from the bottom and boom, it hit her so quick and she's so authentic to herself. She's real to herself. She's young. She's having fun. I respect her like her and Megan. I love Megan and Cardi. Cardi.
Right.
Cardi is my favorite New York artist. Is Cardi.
Okay.
Female. So
Now, far as videos and like we was talking about earlier, choreography. How do you feel? Do you think it's important to have a lot of videos with your singles or your features,
I
or how do
think
you
it
feel about that?
I think it's very important. And I haven't even done any yet. I'm doing one with Lil Kiki, and it takes being an independent artist is very different from mainstream. So like you fund
Right.
yourself. A lot of people know that you fund and pay for everything yourself. So like it just depends on when the timing is right, when the other artists can. But videography and image is very important. That's why I try to stay active on my social media. I try to do clips. I try to let people in on what I have going on to keep everybody still, inside of myself without having the videos yet. So I'm working on Money to the Ceiling, and actually I have another song called Beat Knocking with Diamond from Crime Mob Crew. I have that song. So we're supposed to be working on that probably February or March because she's been on tour. So there's so many things that play a factor, but yes, videos are very important. So people can kind of see you and put a face to the name and put the energy to the name, and then you build a bigger fan base when people kind of can vibe or relate to you on how you move. Videos are a big impact on your career in music.
Exactly. And what I like, yeah, supporters engage with you. Like I post something, everybody's engaging with it.
Oh
So
yeah, I send it
definitely,
to my people. I'm like Rain Gang. I'm like, yo, Rain Gang this real quick for me. That's all I say, and they'll go.
hmm
Yeah, I got a good support team. It's good, when you are true to yourself and you know people for real, and they know you in real life where they've worked with you and you bring good energy. They bring it back to you. You really are only as good as you are as a person. Seriously. So
nah, that's
that's
real
what
talk.
that's that's
Nah,
what helps in my
that's definitely
engagement.
real talk.
All of that, all of
Yep,
that.
definitely real talk. And you definitely encompassing and you well spoken.
Oh,
So
well,
in the
I
media,
put that to education. Education.
right, exactly. So we could talk about that too because I see what you do. So you went to college. What did you do? Trade school. We're not getting super deep
I,
in your life,
I,
but you know what I mean?
oh no, I don't mind talking about it at all because it makes me who I am today. I was a dental assistant for 7 years. After that, I was a licensed practical nurse for 6 years, and then now I've
Right.
been a registered nurse for 5 years. So I'm a registered nurse. So I've been a nurse for 13 years. I'm an ER trauma nurse now. So yeah, outside of music, I have a career. So yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
nurse.
that's what's up. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
definitely what's up. Word up, real talk. So now, like we talked about clothing lines, but what's your ultimate goal and dream if you could get
My
it accomplished? Like,
my ultimate golden dream is to
hmm
nursing. I love being a nurse, but to like compensate and use what I do musically to take over and do it full time. But I'm
right,
nobody's fool. I know nursing is what funds my passion. Music is my passion, but music is not what I just want to do alone. I would love to host. I
okay,
would love to do events. I would love to be in the movies. I would love to have a show, radio show, podcast, anything that's interacting with the people that deals with the culture and the vibe of hip hop and R&B. I am all for that. That makes me happy. Sitting behind a
right,
radio and behind a microphone is like what really makes my heart happy. Taking care of people too as well, like servicing people and nursing. That's my bread and butter. That's my income. That's my financial stability, and I
right,
love it. But it's a rough and it's hard, and music is rough and hard. Doing both, trying to balance both is tough, but I'm doing it.
definitely,
So yeah, my ultimate goal is to let my nursing go and like be full time Aimee Purple Rain. That's
right.
my goal.
Now, speaking of nursing, we went through this pandemic. I call it the pandemic. But
It was horrible.
how
It
did
was
you see
horrible.
it? From a nursing perspective, how did you see it?
It
Like
was
as
bad.
far as
I was the same way you felt at
okay,
first. I wasn't buying it. Okay, and I'm in the country in Huntsville. I'm in Huntsville, Texas. Right, I'm an hour outside of
right,
Houston. I was like, this is not going to affect us, but unfortunately, it hit us harder because we have the prison here. So when it came, and I was actually a charge nurse
mhm,
working on a surgical floor. When the COVID came and our whole floor was COVID, we had COVID for almost a year. It never let up. We were dropping like
mm,
flies. I was sick for 3 months. I was out of work for 3 months with COVID. It was horrible. I saw things that I can't even describe. Like I had patients that
mm,
couldn't talk, had to call their family, cry with them, pray with them. They worry about the kids. I've seen people pass away, young, old. Like it was horrible.
right,
Thankfully now we understand what it is. It has died
okay,
down, and there's no treatment plan. So the COVID is like the flu now. So
right,
like we had
yeah, 'cause
COVID the other day in the ER, flu in the ER. So it's like just
right,
another disease, but it was bad.
right.
It was bad.
Now,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, the reason why I asked you that question because you know, a lot of people started careers during COVID or, especially on the lockdown. Did that motivate you in a way to do more music or how did you feel?
It
Or did you
it
ever,
mo- it
did you,
motivated me to make sure I had some other source of income besides nursing. Because at
real
the end of the
talk?
day, it's scary. Some people are not going to want to go out there and take care of people that's something that could kill them. That's not what people sign
Yeah,
up to sign up for. Nurses did not sign up for to take care of genocide. We didn't sign up to go to war. When it first
real
came,
talk.
nurses were the only ones allowed to see the patients. The
On the
doctors didn't
front
see the patients.
line.
They threw us down there, and they said the CNAs weren't there, the doctors weren't there, the nurses had to assess, see them, feed them, change them, being there with them for hours. We were the only ones there, so we were left. Like, you know what I'm saying? The president wanted there with me. The White House wanted there with me.
Word.
We were running out of supplies. You know what I'm saying? Like we was at a war. It was a war, but it was so sad, and because our hearts were so sad with the people, we stuck it out as best as we could. We really did,
right.
and I'm glad it's over because that was like the worst time of being a nurse in my life. I've never in my life I've seen a lot of things as a nurse. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I don't know what it was. I don't know what caused it. I don't know where it came from, but probably from hell. I don't know.
Yeah, me. I feel like it's a pandemic. I don't even want to go so deep in that, but I definitely believe it's a pandemic, and they
well,
made
it definitely came from. It definitely didn't come from natural sources.
Nah, we know that because I mean,
that's all
the variants and stuff like that. But Purple Rain, you definitely a good artist. This was an ill interview. You know what I'm saying? I want to play your song. I'm trying to, get it on.
I heard it a little bit. I heard "Falling for You" in the background. So yeah, right. I heard a little something.
Yeah, I'm about to play it in a couple of minutes. Now, with the music, what outlets are you on? Are you on every outlet?
I am on all platforms. If you look me up, I should be on pretty much everything.
Right. So I'm going to get this song played. So let's be patient because I definitely want to play the song and I definitely like the music. So I'm waiting for it to go on. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to go on. So with artists, like especially artists, fans, do you have fan mail? Do you have anything of that nature? I mean, can people
send you mail, but I don't have fan mail, but Instagram is where I'm at mostly, and it's hilarious some of the things that get inboxed to me.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I guess because we're in the era of technology, so fan mail ain't really so much like it was back in the '90s and 2000 with the PO box.
Yeah, I know that's kind of old
go
school.
Straight to your inbox now. They don't care. They're shooting
you gotta throw a funny question in there, fan mail and all that. You know what I mean? That's kind of old school.
That's cool though, but they be on it. But I have been truly blessed to have some really good people that I don't know, come to me about music or come to me about my page, especially women that tell me, they like my music, they like how it's different, it's refreshing, that I don't look like nobody else, I don't feel like nobody else.
Right.
And so I'm like, let me just, keep doing this. So that's the whole purpose is to use your voice.
Originality.
To somebody. Yeah, music is more than what meets the eye. I tell people all the time, your words are powerful. So like you never know, somebody
right
can
on that,
and it could just make or break. It could make their day so much better. So
right on that, and it see, this is the thing how I feel, right? Especially with artists, it could be male or females, right? But I feel like a female would know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of men critique women. And like, well, you got to be this way, you got to be this way. But I mean, how do you feel about them situations? Like, far as men, everybody got a podcast, everybody got this, and they're talking on certain events. Do you think a lot of men are being truthful about what they're saying about women? Like, far as what's going on the planet, and vice versa, like women with men.
Oh man,
yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I think what it is that women at this point are just matching energy. Before women weren't, it was more like an old name, but it's like women, it's like whatever, it's free for all. Women are matching men's energy nowadays. It just it is what it is.
Now,
that's all I can say.
Is the truth though? Is the truth. Now, I gotta agree with you on that because I feel like this. I feel like especially if you were married, because I'm married, but it shouldn't be a competition. You're supposed to, inspire each other. You understand? Usually 9 times out of 10 nowadays, right? A lot of egos is going on and all that stuff, especially in the times we are in. And if you're in a relationship, I feel like, sometimes it may be 50-50, 30-30. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You got to dug it out.
People also got to remember that music is is more for so entertainment. I mean, you
Right.
have your we did have our conscious rappers, and I have a little bit of consciousness in mind as well. You got to think about Common and certain
Right.
artists that spoke differently. Like even Wiz Khalifa a little bit, and then you had Kendrick Lamar. You still have those
Mhm.
conscious. Even little Wayne, when you listen to him, had some stuff. He had some messages in there, and you gotta remember that the artists out now are a lot younger. The generation is
Right.
very different, very different. The upbringings are totally different from
Yeah.
before.
Fact.
Like it's just so much more of what is going on and what is popular now versus what was popular before. So you have some like a lot of people they want to inspire and do that, but that in the world makes good look boring. So the world has changed
Oh,
the
that was real. What
world.
you said right there. That was real.
Yeah, so like if you good and if it's inspirational, it may be the best song you probably heard all year, but that's not gonna be pushed because the world sees that as boring. They don't want to hear no good stuff. We've been so trained to see negative is what is popping and what's popular. So
Right.
like the negativity and the three baby mamas and the
And the
cheating on the baby
drama. You know what I
daddy.
mean?
Yeah, the
We
drama
can't
is
be
what
happy no
brings
more.
the money. That's what brings the
Yeah.
money. Look
Fact.
at look at Maury and all them. You the father. Everybody want to watch and see who the daddy is.
Right.
Everybody want to see negative stuff. So like the news is negative, and that's what fear brings people's attention. So it's just
Yep.
all about kind of what the narrative that has been played out in front of our eyes. So I'm
Forever.
more me. I'm more so I don't really like to bash nobody. I like to talk about myself.
Right.
I'm in competition with myself. So if I'm rapping
Fact.
about something, I'm talking about what I'm trying to do and where I'm going and what I'm gonna get and how I'm gonna get it. So and I like to relate to women so women can kind of boss up and go out there
Right.
and get a BAG. I'm in my BAG. So basically,
Exactly. That's what I'm
mhm,
talking about. We gotta get it. So we gonna get into
get
your
it.
track. So let's get it. Falling. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. So
Don't
definitely
chop nobody head off.
yeah, you a good sport. So this is the song. This should be the song right here. Falling for you. Isn't that the
Falling
song?
for you and falling for you and money sister. I heard falling for
Right.
you playing earlier.
Right. Okay. Hold on. Oh my God, man. Like I don't know what's going on today. But yeah, we rocking out. You know what I mean? And this is definitely a great interview. You know what I'm saying? And definitely check out Aimee Purple Rain on all platforms. And she rocking out on Shut 'Em Down Radio. We rocking out.
Rocking
Real
it
talk.
down.
Yep. So now with talent shows and stuff like that, and all these shows, because everything is virtual now. So do you
Mhm.
agree with most of them? Like far as like people critiquing your music, like, oh, this is the best artist, and how do you feel about those situations? Do you agree with a lot of these people, or do you think they even qualify? Like some of them?
Man, let me tell you, I used to be on Clubhouse heavy, right? That was when I first started doing
Hmm.
music. So I would get in a lot of the rooms, music rooms, and pay my little
Right.
$20 slots, and I would get in there and I'll play my music, man, and they would
Hmm.
dog drag me. They would drag me. Like that was
What?
at first I used to get pissed, you know what I'm saying? Like and
Right.
then I had to look at it. I'm like, who is this in here judging me? It's a janitor and a bus
Nobody.
driver and a radio
Word.
personality and then at the end of the day, artists gotta remember this. Like what other people's opinion of your music doesn't count. It's like does it resonate with you? As long as one person say yes and 10 say no, it don't matter. Falling for you, I got so much negative feedback from Falling for you because I have a low
Really?
registered tone. I'm gritty, yeah. And then the Billboard
Right.
charted a year later. I'm like, huh? And our Billboard charted on a
Exactly.
song I wrote myself that I basically produced myself that just had my
Right.
emotions in it. So like you can't listen to what the man say like you gotta look at the greats, Anita Baker and all those people.
Right.
Toni Braxton, when she came out and they told her voice was too deep. Macy Gray, and because they were different, they
Hmm.
ended up breaking out. Glorilla got a deeper, lower register tone. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's
Right.
all about what you're bringing to the table and your energy. So you can't listen to what you can. You gotta take constructive criticism now. You can't just be not listening to everybody because some people
I
have a
agree.
valid point. they have a valid point. They might say your production need to be better, or you need to have it mixed and mastered better, and things like that, or you should do this,
Right.
or it sounds too redundant. You could listen to that. But when people trash you or don't like nothing you do, and you have all this following or these people backing you up, you can't listen to everybody. Because some people just
Yeah,
be jealous,
I
or some
agree with
people just
you.
don't understand, or they just don't understand, or they feel like a woman's supposed to have a certain sound, a certain look. So it could be something personal. So you can't take everything personally. I don't be
Yeah,
agreeing
I
with these
agree.
judges unless it's on TV like American Idol or The Voice or America's Got Talent. I don't care about all these other shows. Now Cardi B had a fire show on Netflix. What was it, Rhythm and Flow or
Right,
something like that? And I love that show. That was dope. And so yeah, like some of
right.
these shows are good, but these talent shows, some of them be mediocre.
Yeah, they
They
be
hold no
garbage.
weight. They don't hold
Right,
no weight.
right. Like
Yeah.
like even with Clubhouse, right? Technically, I think that's supposed to be the first melanated platform. Am I correct? Like, Forest Plus,
Yeah, it
then
was.
it
It
just
was.
and then it turned
Yeah.
into some other shit. I don't even know. I've been on there once and I was like,
Everybody
nah, I'm
a lot
good.
of drama on them. You
I
gotta
ain't
be
fucking with
careful on
that shit.
Clubhouse. It was good for networking though. Like I appreciate Clubhouse. I met so many dope people, so many DJs, artists. Like I met so many dope. I met people that work for BT. Like I met so many dope people on Clubhouse, and it really helped. It's good for networking. Use it for what you need it for, and get out of there. That's it.
Right. Exactly. Well, definitely, we
Mhm.
about to get into your song. So thanks, Amy. Thanks for being patient.
Oh,
And sometimes it's technical difficulties, even though I never really go through them. But hey, this is a special interview. You know what I mean? So, the
okay.
universe is doing what it's doing. You know what I'm
And
saying? But
doing
we're
what it
going to get
do.
that
Make it
on in
do.
like 1 minute. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah,
now,
I got that. You got that. Okay.
right. So now with artists and like features, right, how can they contact you? As
I have
far
a
as
manager.
Instagram,
They
Twitter?
Instagram,
Right.
yeah, Instagram, Aimee Purple Rain _33 on my actual page. I have my manager up there. They can reach out to her. Her name is Lady D. She is from Houston, Texas. She's a Virgo like me. She's very business oriented. She got a lot of dope things going on. She's been assisting to help me, so they can reach out to her. They can reach out to me, but I'm gonna just basically refer them to her for any
Right.
type of features and things like that. So yeah, definitely hit up
And definitely
Lady
shout
D.
out to her. She's very professional like yourself. So definitely shout
Mhm.
out to her. You know what I mean?
That's that
And
Virgo.
check
That's
her
that
out
Virgo
too.
in us. She a Virgo. I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a Pisces. So
Okay, I love Pisces.
I'll
Pisces dope too.
right,
Yeah.
facts, yeah. Y'all too, man. We all dope, you know what I mean? In our own right. You know what I'm saying? We gotta
Always.
acknowledge
No,
that.
always. Yep. Yep.
Real talk. So it's gonna be on in like 2 seconds. So we're gonna debut the song Falling for You. So we waiting for it. It's coming through. And yeah,
Yeah, y'all.
check us
Y'all make
out.
sure y'all check out.
Anybody
Check
want
it
to
out.
talk? I see the listeners online. Don't be scared. Press one to talk. Like, come on. Like, what's crazy? A lot of people be scared to talk,
I love it.
or get online. It'd be kind of crazy. But we about to get in
Yeah.
this song in like 2 seconds. So the countdown has begun. So let's refresh this and let's get it going. We're going to debut this song. And I'm feeling the song. So we
Oh,
definitely
thank
going to
you.
get
Thank
into
you.
it. You're welcome. We're going to get into this song right now. And it should have uploaded. And here we go. Falling for You. Aimee Purple Rain. Let's go. All right, we're going to let off some shots for that. Yeah. Nice hook. Nice delivery. Nice vocals. Nice mix. We rocking with Aimee Purple Rain. Any closing words?
Man, I just appreciate the opportunity. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Aimee Purple Rain. Check me out on all platforms. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. And one more thing, man. I have a drop for Shut 'em Down Radio.
Y'all know who it is. It's your girl, Aimee Purple Rain. I'm here with Shut 'em Down Radio in New York's finest, New York's hottest. Let's go.
Yeah. And anytime you debut on anything, you're always welcome to come back on the show. We appreciate you. All right?
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Take care. All right. Peace.